Hello, and welcome to our lesson on qualitative risk assessment. In this segment, we will continue discussing the risk matrix. Rating of low, medium, and high for probability or impact is subjective based on individual risk attitudes and/or organizational risk appetite. Therefore, defining the ranges for low, medium, and high probability and impact levels within the risk management approach or plan, which is done before identifying risk, is paramount to establishing a common understanding and avoiding individual biases when utilizing the risk probability impact assessment matrix. These ranges serve as standardized benchmarks that guide the assessment and prioritization of risks, ensuring consistency and alignment across project stakeholders. For probability, the ranges may be defined based on the likelihood of occurrence, with low representing events that are improbable or rare, medium indicating events that are possible but not inevitable, and high denoting events that are likely or almost certain to occur. Similarly, for impact, the ranges may be delineated based on the severity of consequences on one or more of the project objectives, with low signifying minor disruptions or negligible consequences, medium indicating moderate disruptions or moderate consequences, and high representing significant disruptions or severe consequences that could threaten project success. The risk management plan fosters objectivity by establishing clear and predefined ranges for probability and impact. It encourages a shared understanding of risk assessment criteria, mitigating the influence of individual biases, and promoting a unified approach to risk management. To clarify the concept, here is an example of defining ranges in the risk management plan. For probability, low. Events with a probability of occurrence less than 25% over the project timeline. Example: a rare weather event that may occur once every 5 years in the project location. Medium: events with a probability of occurrence between 25% and 50% over the project timeline. Example: equipment failure that has occurred occasionally in similar projects. High: events with a probability of occurrence greater than 50% over the project timeline. Example: delays due to labor strikes in an industry known for frequent labor disputes. When it comes to impact, it becomes a little more sophisticated as we might need to consider impact on any of the project objectives. For example, low: risks resulting in minimal disruptions to objectives resulting in delays of not more than 2 weeks or cost increase of not more than 5% of the project budget. Example: a delay in non-critical project activities that can be easily absorbed within the project schedule. Medium: risks causing moderate disruptions or consequences that can be managed with moderate effort and resources, resulting in delays between 2 and 4 weeks or cost increases between 5% and 15% of the project budget. Example: an increase in material costs impacting the project budget but still within contingency reserves. High: risks leading to significant disruptions or severe consequences that could jeopardize project success without immediate action, resulting in delays of more than 4 weeks or a cost increase of more than 15% of the project budget. Example: key stakeholder withdrawal, resulting in project funding loss and project completion delays. This is usually depicted in a table for probability impact ranges. This example illustrates how defining clear ranges for probability and impact levels can help project teams objectively assess and prioritize risks within the risk probability impact assessment matrix, fostering a unified understanding and mitigating individual biases. Risk appetite refers to the level of risk that an organization or project stakeholders are willing to accept in pursuit of their objectives. It influences the interpretation and application of the RPI matrix by shaping stakeholders' tolerance for risk and their willingness to accept uncertainty. Risk appetite influences the following factors. 1. Risk tolerance threshold. Organizations with a conservative risk appetite may set lower tolerance thresholds for risk. resulting in a more risk-averse approach to project management. As a result, risks positioned in the moderate to high probability, high impact zone of the RPI matrix may be deemed unacceptable and trigger immediate risk response actions. 2. Risk response strategies. Risk appetite also influences the selection of appropriate risk response strategies within the RPI matrix. Organizations with a higher risk appetite may be more inclined to accept certain risks and focus on contingency planning rather than expending resources on preemptive risk mitigation measures. 3. Decision-making processes. The risk appetite of project stakeholders can impact decision-making processes related to risk management and project execution. Stakeholders with a more aggressive risk appetite may be more inclined to pursue high-risk, high-reward opportunities, whereas those with a more conservative stance may prioritize risk avoidance and mitigation strategies. 4. Alignment with organizational objectives. The RPI matrix serves as a mechanism for aligning risk management activities with organizational objectives and risk appetite. By mapping risks against predefined risk tolerance thresholds, project teams can ensure that risk management efforts are consistent with organizational priorities and strategic goals. RPI zone ranges for green, yellow, and red may also be impacted for conservative risk-averse organizations accepting only low risks and for aggressive risk-taker organizations willing to take more risks, as shown in the samples below. This is the end of this segment of our lesson. In the next segment, we shall continue discussing the risk matrix. This course is presented to you by South Europe College. Thank you for listening, and see you on our next segment.